You ever wonder why you make certain snap judgments, or why some problems feel, well, impossible, while others are just completely effortless? Today, we're going to crack open the Nobel Prize-winning work of Daniel Kahneman to find out. We're going to do that by understanding the two systems that are driving the way you think right now.
Okay, so to get a real feel for what Kahneman's talking about, let's just put your own mind to the test. Right now. Ready?
Take a look at this woman's face. What do you see? You knew she was angry in a flash, right? You didn't have to think about it at all. The conclusion just kind of happened to you. It was automatic. That's a perfect instance of what Kahneman calls fast thinking.
All right, now for this. Don't worry about actually solving it. Just pay attention to what your brain does when you see the problem. 17 times 24.
Whoa, you felt a complete shift, didn't you? Your mind had to switch gears. You probably knew you could solve it, but man, it would take some deliberate, conscious effort. That feeling? That is the experience of slow thinking, the total opposite of that first task.
So, these two very different ways of processing the world, that instant reaction and the slow, deliberate calculation, they're basically the two main characters in the story of our minds.
Kahneman gives these two modes of thought some pretty simple names, System 1 and System 2. He wants us to imagine them as two different agents, almost like two people, constantly interacting inside our heads. So let's meet our two characters. System 1 is the impulsive hero of our mental story. It's fast, it's intuitive, and it's always on. It's making snap judgments as we speak. And System 2? Well, that's the cautious, analytical sidekick. Its whole job is to check the hero's work, but here's the catch. It's kind of lazy.
So System 1 handles all the stuff that just comes naturally to us. It finishes common phrases like bread and butter, answers simple math, and lets you drive down an empty road while you're thinking about something else entirely. It's basically our brain on autopilot.
System 2, on the other hand, is for the heavy lifting. It's what you use to squeeze your car into a tight parking spot, fill out your taxes, or try to figure out the pros and cons of a big purchase. You know, anything that requires real focus and mental energy. That's a job for System 2.
But here's the big twist in our story. Our fast, intuitive hero, System 1, is fantastic at what it does, but it has some predictable blind spots, some hidden flaws. And this is where things get really interesting.
Okay, let's look at this classic illusion. Your gut, your System 1, tells you something immediately. Just look at it. Which of these horizontal lines looks longer? I'm willing to bet your intuition is just screaming that the bottom one is longer, but if you were to take out a ruler and actually measure them, you'd find they are exactly the same length. Your System 1 is completely, totally fooled.
And this just brilliantly illustrates the core conflict, doesn't it? Even when you consciously know the lines are equal, when your System 2 knows the cold, hard truth, you can't stop your System 1 from seeing the illusion. It's this powerful, automatic, and often wrong impulse.
And this isn't just about fun visual tricks. Kahneman argues that our minds are susceptible to what he calls cognitive illusions. These are predictable, systematic errors in judgment that come from the way our System 1 is wired to take mental shortcuts.
So this just begs the question, right? If our intuitive System 1 is so prone to making these mistakes, why doesn't our logical System 2 just jump in and fix them all the time? What's going on there?
Well, let's explore this with another famous puzzle. Read this carefully. And here's a tip. Don't overthink it. Just notice the very first answer that pops into your head.
An answer probably just leaped into your mind almost instantly. 10 cents. It just feels right. It's simple, it's easy, and it's super intuitive.
But that intuitive answer is your System 1 jumping to an easy conclusion. And unfortunately, that answer is wrong. Now's the time to just take a breath, slow down, and let your System 2 actually engage.
See, if you do the math, you'll see the ball is 5 cents and the bat is $1.05. Together, that's $1.10, and the bat is exactly $1 more than the ball.
And hey, if you got it wrong, you are in very, very good company. Over half of the students at elite universities like Harvard and MIT make the exact same mistake. Isn't that fascinating? It's because our System 2 is fundamentally lazy. Thinking hard literally burns calories, so our brain tries to conserve energy by just accepting the first easy answer from System 1 without ever bothering to check the work.
So the crucial point here is, what do we do with all this knowledge? How can understanding these two characters inside our head actually make us better thinkers?
Look, The takeaway here is not to stop trusting your intuition. Your System 1 is absolutely essential for navigating life. The real superpower is learning to recognize the situations where your intuition is likely to be wrong, and then consciously hitting the brakes to engage your slow, effortful thinking.
So, let's sum it all up. Our minds are in this constant drama between a fast, intuitive hero, that's System 1, and a slow, logical, but lazy sidekick, System 2. The hero is brilliant, but it's flawed, making predictable mistakes because it loves shortcuts. The sidekick is supposed to catch them, but it often just doesn't bother because it costs too much mental energy. The key to better thinking isn't to fire the hero, but to become a better manager, to know when to wake up that lazy sidekick, especially when the stakes are high.
And all of that leaves us with one final thought. In the last few minutes, your fast-thinking System 1 has formed all sorts of impressions and judgments about this explainer. The question is, should you trust it?